Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. It's a new month, which means I can do a monthly recap. I kind of liked my July 2019 one, so why not do it for August and see if I will continue. Okay, like I said in my July 2019 recap, that month was like my summer vacation, so I did a lot more things. This month I have less things to share, I guess you can say. My laptop and handy dandy planner is over here, so I will be looking over in this direction from time to time. Let me think. Let me see. Oh, so at the start of this month, I went to the Backstreet Boys concert with my sister. My sister is a big Backstreet Boys fan, and I'm a casual fan through her. So I kind of went with the mentality like I'm just going with my sister, and I ended up being like pleasantly surprised. It's really nice seeing this boy band still singing, still dancing, still performing together, and just living out their dream even after a decade. I think that's very commendable and I respect it. So it was a great concert. Obviously, like Backstreet Boys, they have their classics, but I think something they did that was really smart was concert tickets came with their new album, so you can get familiar with their new songs in preparation to the concert. So obviously, like, you could expect them to sing the classics you enjoy, but at the same time you have the album where you can listen and anticipate which new songs they'll perform as well. So overall, it was a great concert. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, Stacy. Love you. The biggest thing I did this month was attend the Togu Reunion. So just some backstory. About 11 of us from college days got selected, or those of us who were studying Japanese language at that time got selected to participate in a free exchange program with our sister university, Togu University. And so a few of us got together over the weekend and went up to Lake Arrowhead. And it was just really nice because there were a few, or some of these classmates I haven't seen in years, and it was just great just chilling, relaxing, catching up, gossiping. The nice thing about Lake Arrowhead, I didn't know this beforehand, is that it's a private lake, so only tenants and guests of tenants can get in, which limits crowding. There's definite parking, and I think like overall kind of makes things like cleaner. And the cabin that we were staying at was amazing. It was just so beautiful and like fully furnished, and it fit 10 people extremely comfortably. It was a great cabin. It was a great experience. Honestly, like overall, like I went into it with a little kind of like nerves, just because you haven't seen these people in so long, you don't hang out with them regularly. What would it be like to have to spend like a weekend with them? I go into things with like fears all the time when like I'm just a worry. All those fears like went away. All of us got along so well, and it was just fun times, fun times. I want to give them, that group, a heart as well, so give them a different type of heart. I also celebrated 2 birthdays, and that kind of just wraps up the month. Let's go into my favorite part, which is recommendations. So like last time, obviously it's going to be broken down into 4 categories. 1, like music. Number 2, books, manga, graphic novels. Number 3, what was it? Oh, Asian dramas and anime. And then number 4, Western TV and movies. So besides the first category, which is music, I thought it'd be fun if I added unrecommendations or not recommendations. So give you something I enjoyed this month and then give you something I didn't enjoy this month. And depending on you, honestly, if you like the stuff that I recommend, then check out the stuff that I recommend. But if you like the stuff that I don't recommend, you should check out the stuff that I keep not recommending. So personal preferences, right? With that being said, this month Taylor Swift released her new album, Lover, and I am in love. I love Taylor Swift. I think she's amazing. I went to her tour last time, the Reputation tour, and she's just such an entertainer, like such a born performer. I guess I'll talk about my top 5 songs from the album. So number 1 is I feel like a lot of people really like this as well, but it's Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. There are just some lyrics in there that I just think are so clever and fun, and I like the cheerleading aspect of it as well. So yeah, that's my number 1. Number 2 is Cornelia Street. Like I said, Taylor Swift, I think, writes really good lyrics. They're really relatable and they hit you in the feels. But with Cornelia Street, I felt like her lyrics painted an entire story, and I just thought that was so beautiful. So Cornelia Street, number 2. Number 3 and number 4, these songs gave me kind of similar vibes, but I love the vibe, and it's hard to say which one's 3 and which one's 4, depending on the day. So I would say 3 and 4 are The Archer and Lover, or Lover and Archer, and wrapping it up at number 5. I mean, I could, to be honest, I feel like Soon You'll Get Better is definitely a song that resonated with me so much. The first time I heard it, I had tears in my eyes, and honestly, whenever I play her album, it's the song that I skip because I don't want to cry. But I have so much, I guess, respect in how this song just moved me so much, just from the first time listening to it. So that's number 5. So those are my top 5 songs from Taylor Swift's new album, Lover. You should go check it out. It's amazing. I love it. I love pop music. That's probably the category I'll recommend songs from the most. So next, let me look at my wrap up real quick and I will come back. I kind of forgot that I read this book this month, but I can't even believe that I forgot. This is not a book for everyone. So I recommend it to only certain people. Oh my god, the soap opera feels are just coming back. The book is His Revenge Baby. It's a romance novel. It's an adult romance novel. It's a smutty romance novel. So with those explanations, if you don't read smut, if you don't read romance or anything like that, this recommendation, just skip, ignore. But do you like soap operas? Do you like smut? Do you like cool interracial relationships? Have you ever dreamed of being a sugar baby for a rich Japanese CEO who is young and smart, brooding, and needs control? This is your jam. I mean, the book starts off and literally the main female character is naked and in the office of this CEO interviewing to be his mistress. If that doesn't tantalize you, I mean, are you really living? at the basis of it, it's your like rich, arrogant, young CEO type, and you know, you're down on her luck, no money, young, and also smart, um, female character. And then a lot of things happen. It's set in Japan, which is really fun as someone who has lived in Japan. And it's also, I mean, there's just so much like dramatic, crazy shit that goes on. Like, there's like gang, like yakuza like things involved, and I mean it's just a freaking roller coaster. And if you want that in your romance novels, I like highly recommend his Revenge Baby. But once again, like, this is not a book for everyone. So as for my not recommendation, unrecommendation, I don't even need to look at my wrap up because I still like remember how upset it made me. And it's a manga. The English name is Everyone's Getting Married. What like caught my attention, because I originally saw this in Japan and picked it up and read it, got to like volume 4 and then I stopped, and now I see that like my library app offers it up to volume 7, and I decided like, oh, let me start again from the beginning and read it because I remember it was pretty good. And the Japanese title, it's what was it? Is 突然ですか明日結婚します. And honestly, that's actually like a really cute and like kind of like attention grabbing title, right? Where do I begin? Okay, let's talk about the plot. So it starts off with Asuka, who is someone who wants to get married and be a homemaker. Like, that's her goal. And on the opposite end, there's Kamiya. No, not Kamiya. No, Kamiya's the other one. Sorry. There's Ryu, who is this popular news broadcaster who doesn't believe in marriage and therefore doesn't want to get married. So these two people meet and then they fall in love, and you're supposed to see like what happens between someone who really wants to get married and someone who really doesn't want to get married, but they're like in love, right? So I originally really liked this manga because I thought it was interesting to see marriage and the exploration of being a housewife in modern day Japan and the take on it, right? But as the story continued, it just killed me. There's obviously a love triangle. So there's, you know, Asuka, Ryu, and then the other guy, Kamiya. And Kamiya is Asuka's like co-worker, I suppose you can say. And so he gets rejected. Sorry, spoilers. Oh my god, spoilers. He gets rejected, and he gets rejected multiple times. And like, he's still like, oh, you're my dream girl, you're too good for you, so you need to be with me, I'm the man for you. So he's relentless. And there's this one scene in one of the later volumes where he force hugs Asuka and kind of like touches her like ring finger where Ryu left like a promise ring. And I was just like, this is an invasion of personal space. Like, I don't think it's a romantic gesture to force hug anyone, and then to like touch their hand afterwards, like, let me just grab and hold on to your ring finger. Like, is that romance? No. And as he's leaving, and I don't know if this is like the translation or whatnot, because obviously I'm reading it in English now, but the translation goes along something like, oh, next time I will be a gentleman. And it's like, what? What is that? You know what that is? You are a sexual predator. That's what it means, okay? Next time I won't be a gentleman. I force hug you and then I say that to you, and it's just like, I don't want this. I don't want this. First of all, you're like annoying the heck out of me because it's not even like, oh, Asuka's leading him on. No, she's very clear. No, I'm not interested in you, and I have a boyfriend who I am in love with, and I hope that he will change his mind and marry me. She's very upfront about that, but in his mind, he's like, oh, he doesn't want to get married, but I want to get married. You want to get married. We are perfect together. And whatever, right? What matters is you shouldn't be a creepy stalker sexual predator. Like, that's the main thing. Like, don't sell that to me as romance when a guy is relentless and won't let go, just because he's so in love. And it's like, it just makes me so mad. Like, the reason why I picked up that manga is because, like, then and right now I'm making the transition into like shoujo to josei, so it's kind of like YA romance to chick lit. And I really thought this would be good, right? And it's just so terrible. And I'm probably the only one who feels this way because I'm looking at those Goodreads reviews and people are ranking it really high. I'm not. I think I forgot which volume it was. I gave like 1 stars, and most of like the recent volumes I gave 2 stars because I just feel like the plot is dragging. Like, he doesn't want to get married, she wants to get married, and it's just this like I don't, like, the main conflict is no longer interesting, and then the second male lead is just a predator. Like, I can't. But at the same time, I'm only like 1-2 volumes away from the end, so if it becomes available on my library app, I'll probably read it. Please don't judge me. Yeah, I mean, I want to get to the end, but I like looked quickly at the reviews for volume 9, which is the last volume, and people said like the ending felt rushed, and it probably really wasn't doing well in my mind. And that's why, like, when most volumes are like, or when most manga like have 10 volumes or more, this one's like, oh, we gotta like make it awkwardly 9. So yeah, when I get to the end, maybe I won't hate it as much, or maybe I'll hate it even more. But at this moment in time, that is my unrecommendation for the month of books, manga, and graphic novel. If you want like a good josei manga, otakoi. I think the English name is Love is Hard for Otaku. Love is Hard for, yeah. It's really good. As of right now, you never know. And I highly recommend that. My God. Okay, so my next thing. Ooh, I didn't complete any Asian dramas or anime this month. I'm in between a lot though. I'm like super duper like mood reader or mood watcher, so I will like start different things, and depending on like how they like capture my attention, I'll like finish them at different times. But I'm always in between a lot of different stories. Because I didn't finish any Asian dramas or anime, I guess I kind of like also want to give you recommendations as well, so we'll throw it back to one of my all-time favorite Korean dramas, and that is Goblin Dokebi. It's, I mean, the chemistry, the bromance, the soundtrack, the secondary characters, and the side couple, like, they are just, everything about it was really good. And it's just good, solid plot, good storytelling, good acting. I mean, watch it. I know most people have, like, if you are in like the K drama watching world, you've seen Goblin because it's just that popular. As for an unrecommendation, I'm trying to think of a Korean drama as well. Ooh, okay, so there's one that like I think I watched a few years back and I couldn't even like finish it. Like I just had to stop, and then I wrote a review about it on my blog as to like why I had to stop watching this Korean drama. I think I got like 5 episodes in, and the English name is My Shy Boss or Introverted Boss. I forgot what the Korean name, but I think, okay, so I got 5 episodes in, and I just knew that this drama wasn't gonna work out. I just felt like it took like important topics such as um, social anxiety, self harm, suicide, parental abuse. So it took like these topics that are like really important, and I just felt like there was like no care given, which is very disappointing, and it's something that I don't want to see in my entertainment. Like it was all of it hitting me that I knew like it wasn't gonna be talked about in the way, I don't, how do I say it? Like, anyways, it wasn't for me. I know my friend finished it to the end and kind of like agreed with me, but I also know that it was somewhat popular because the cast is a pretty good cast, and the two leads did really like have like solid chemistry. But yeah, that would be my unrecommendation. So moving on, the last category is Western TV and movies. Ooh, so at the start of this month, I watched Plus One. I was super duper excited for Plus One. I thought it was gonna be like a really clever, funny rom-com. Like, just like I saw the trailer, it looked really good, and then I saw that it was on Hulu, watched it immediately, and was super duper disappointed. I don't know, it came off a little bit like pretentious to me. Maybe I'm too dumb for the humor, so it didn't fit my taste. And I like didn't really care for the two that were supposed to be in a relationship. Like I just didn't feel the romance. And there were just so many weddings that were happening because it was just about like these like two single people that like attend friend weddings together as friends, and there were just so many weddings and it just blurred together, which like I was just like, you know yeah, like the main girl was like your typical manic pixie dream girl, except that she was Asian, and then the main guy he was just bland and boring. I mean, there really wasn't anything that I liked about the movie at all. So I went into it with expectations, and I came out like wanting to like have never watched it. Oh wow, that was really harsh. But yeah, I really did like Plus One. And it's weird too because I know like supposedly it did really well online. Like I felt like I saw some reviews that like had similar opinions as me, but most people didn't feel the same way as me. For my recommendation, okay, this one's also a wedding theme one. So that's just like, wow, I watched a lot of like marriage theme, or like consumed a lot of marriage theme things, or like this was a month of romance watching and reading as well. I mean, it is one of my favorite genres and whatnot, so it is what it is. So this month I watched 4 weddings and a funeral, and this is the clever, humorous rom-com that I was looking for. I've never seen the movie before, and I was interested in it because it was on Netflix, because I saw on Hulu there was like a reboot for it, and I was just like, oh, let's watch the old one and see what it's about since it's on Netflix. And I loved it. There was like a timeless aspect to Four Weddings and a Funeral, and I can see why something like that could get like more of a bit of like a modern twist and would potentially do well because of story itself is just such a timeless has such a timelessness to it. Will I watch the new one? No. No, I have no interest, honestly. I think the original movie was done really well. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I think that's that. I saw that there's like a red nose special. I was trying to like find it on YouTube. I couldn't. It's not there. There's only like previews and trailers. So I was like really sad. It looked like it could be really good, but I'll still search for it, and then if it shows up one day, I'll definitely watch it. Uh, and something to just like throw everything off. I also watched, I should only stick to one recommendation per category, but bear with me. I also watched Mindhunters Season 2 this month, and I really like Season 2. Like, Season 1 took me some time to get into, and then once I got into it, it like took me some time to get back into. But season two was really, really good. I like enjoyed it. It was fun times. And I'm excited for season 3, even though like season 2 just came out, so season 3 isn't gonna come out anytime soon. That is the end of my August recap. I hope you like enjoyed listening to me recount the things I did this month, and that you like the recommendations and unrecommendations part that followed. Personally, I thought my recommendations this month really catered to like someone who would share the exact same taste as me. So I think maybe I should be more like broader and general and shouldn't stick so heavily on the romance genre. But outro time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video whenever that is. Bye.